Good morning, everybody. We just finished milking. We cleaned the parlor off and we're ready to go take close-ups out of the corrals. We do this every Monday or Tuesday, and we take dry cows out of corral 8 and 9 and heifers out of 6 and 7, and then we process them, put them in the close-up packs here in the barn. We typically do this when they're about 3 weeks off calving. So they're doing 3 weeks today, and we got to put them in the straw pack here so that they can calve in the barn. We can keep an eye on them when they do calve. This way, if they have any problems calving, we can see them quicker because they're in the barn. It's a lot more convenient to catch them there and help them out, kind of transition them into milking again as easily as possible. So this is the bred heifer pen. We just walk through here and look for heifers that are bagging up. We don't have a due date on them. We just walk in here, visually inspect their udders. If they start to get bigger, you know they're getting close to calving because their udder starts to fill with colostrum, and that's how we know how to pick them out of corral 6 here. Well, we got all the close-up cows taken out into the chute system that we wanted this morning, and then Demo was pulling through with the tractor there, dumping some feed, and he pointed to this steer in the back corner. It looks like they took a board off of the windbreaks and he stuck his head through, and now he's stuck. Come on, man. Hey, buddy. He still looks pretty healthy. Well, that was it.
Yet?
Yeah, he couldn't figure that one out. I guess we'll have to put a board back here.
Where's the old one?
Where's the old one? Right here.
I'm gonna grab a new one.
Yeah, grab a new one. Well, I guess you probably would have gotten out of there anyway, but he was sticking his head through there for a good while and didn't want to come out right away. Caller number 12139. So we're done processing the ladies. They got their collars and their vaccines, so now they're gonna go into the close-up straw pack in the barn. It's a ways away, all the way over there, but we have no overhead door to chase them in still, so we gotta chase them through that man door, which the cows are usually pretty good with, going inside the cow barn there, but the heifers, the ladies that haven't calved it all yet, they struggle sometimes to get through that man door. We'll see how they do today. We're trying to get them to go through this man door here. Come on, ladies. Come on. Yo, 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 yo. Hey, 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 hey. Come on. Oh, the heifers, man. Hey. Well, we got him in the close-up pack there without too much struggle. Those heifers are always kind of leery, but we got him in there anyway. This expansion of the pack barn here has had a pretty big impact on how we manage the existing pack. Obviously, we can't get in with the loader and the skid steer, and it's been kind of annoying this summer, but obviously that's something you sign up for with expanding a barn. But that's fine, it is what it is. But the biggest impact kind of has been the way we manage this manure alley, and the change has been we just haven't. The manure has been in here for like a month and a half now. It's been building up pretty tall, and it's time we take it out. The alleys are all clean. The concrete is poured out here, so we're able to get in and out of these alleys again and scoop the manure out. So that's what we're gonna be doing this evening here. I'm gonna grab the skid steer. We're gonna take this out just with the bucket, and then we're gonna scoop it into the manure spreader, hopefully, straight into the manure spreader. So that's still hooked up to the MX285. But yeah, you guys can see how much manure is building up in here. And this has also caused us to not dump the water bowls at all for a month, and they're getting pretty dirty, so I'd like to do that as well. If you dump the water bowls into this alley right now, it would make it a sloppy mess, so that's why we haven't been doing it. So the first thing we got to do in order to do all of that, we got to put the cows from the alley into the straw pack. Just use the flip up gates, lock them over there, and that'll give us access to these manure alleys without the cows getting out. Yeah, yeah. So now we have access to this alley, and then at the top there, we'll cut over to that alley and we'll drive it all down here into, hopefully, the manure wagon. So the Bunning manure spreader is conveniently still hooked up to the MX285. So we'll just rip it back there. I think that's the spot. That'll give me plenty of room here with the Bobcat to chuck that manure in the wagon. Well, we got these alleys cleaned out. They're not the cleanest in the world, but for what we're working with and how much we actually had to take out, they're pretty good. And pretty soon we'll be able to scrape them into the slot at the back of the barn. I'm really looking forward to that. And now we're gonna let the cows back into their nice clean alley. Well, there's a little bit in this wagon. It's probably only 3/4 full, but I'm gonna go dump it. Can't film it really, it's way too dark out, but yeah, it went pretty good actually. Morning everybody, it is a brisk fall morning. It's September 22nd here, and the sun is just in the horizon. It's about to come up, and we got some alfalfa hay on the ground. You guys saw us cut it, you saw us rake it, and now I'm gonna go and bale it. We're gonna bale it this morning, and hopefully make some 10 out of 10 round bales. So we're baling away. This is a pretty good looking bale. You can still see a ton of the leaves. It's not all stems, and that's exactly what you want to see. That's why we're baling this stuff in the morning. You want a little bit of dew to be on the plant, on the alfalfa, and that's kind of going to make the alfalfa and its leaves a little bendy, a little pliable, and that's why we're not baling this in the middle of the afternoon when this stuff is 100% dry. If we did that, the baler would come along, it would hit the stems, and all of the leaves would fall right off. That's where all the nutrients is, and you want to make sure that you get as many of those leaves in the bale as you possibly can. I'm gonna keep baling away here because this stuff is gonna dry out pretty quick this morning, and we only have a small window to actually get this stuff baled. Probably only gonna do half this morning. There's no rain in the forecast. We'll do the other half next morning or tomorrow morning, and just to try and get it as perfect as possible. Right on, so we baled about 15 bales there, half that field. We're only gonna get around 30 bales, which is actually pretty good for a third cut of alfalfa out here, especially since we cut it this late. But we're gonna bale the other half tomorrow morning. The wind was picking up pretty good this morning already quickly, and it's drying off those swaths really quick. We don't wanna bale it and knock all the leaves off of the stems. So best thing to do, just wait till tomorrow and bale the rest then. It's the next day, and Dad, he went ahead and baled the rest of this field this morning. He said we should have waited, I guess, to do everything today because the conditions for baling were a lot better today, specifically this morning. There was a lot more dew on the alfalfa and less leaves were getting knocked off of the actual stems. And you can really see the difference. I'll show you guys here the difference between this morning and yesterday morning when I was baling. If you look at the side of this bale, you can see all the stems on this hay, but also a ton of leaves. And you can see quite a few on the side wall of this bale. We'll rip over to one of the bales that I baled the morning before. So there's a lot more stem here and less actual leaves, and that's the difference. So in hindsight, it would have been better to wait till this morning to bale everything, but still, all in all, these bales got no rain at all, and there's perfectly green hay. It's awesome. And my dad even went ahead and built some small square bales. He wanted to try feeding some to the calves. So right away here, he's gonna grab the loader and we're gonna throw, I believe there's about 20 of them into the bucket, and offload them into the calf barn, feed those to the calves. Right on, we got those small squares thrown in the calf barn there. Maybe we'll feed some to the calves. It's nice to have that hay baled. It's kind of risky taking a third cut, and it definitely paid off now that we got it off without any rain. So it's awesome to have it all baled up. Milene and I just finished up the afternoon milking here. I wanted to give you guys a quick update again of this pack barn expansion because they are just moving along. They took out the exhaust fans from the existing pack barn, and you can see they started framing those in. They're just gonna be covering them up, trying to make it look like there was never fans there and make it look like there's just wall. This side, fans are out as well. They just didn't frame them in yet. They also started putting this strapping on the roof here. I believe that's what all these 2x4s on the roof are. There's plastic on top of all the strapping just underneath the rafters, and that's gonna hold the insulation up there. They just blow that insulation up in the roof, and it's kind of loose stuff. A guy goes up there with a hose and blows it all up there. It's pretty cool how that works. They also removed this wall completely out. They have a temporary beam here of 2x6s holding this entire roof up. Looks pretty solid. They got to weld something there, make a bracket to hold the existing roof up with this new post. But yeah, that's looking pretty cool. You can see that's the ledge we're gonna be stuck with. That's not going anywhere, that's gonna stay. That's just because the height difference between the two barns. It doesn't look too bad at all, but it is definitely looking awesome how this is all opened up and they've taken the entire back wall out. The guys from TDS have also been out here. They've been welding, putting water bowls in, flip up gates. They got this feed rail here, expanded it from the existing pack all the way into over here. They still got some brackets to put on, but it's looking good. And then in the straw pack groups here, they've been welding some fences, building some solid flip up gates. It is looking great. It's worked pretty good. The water bowls are looking good as well. They got a fan. They tried putting one fan in the back wall here. Probably just trying it out, see how it fits. So yeah, those came out of the existing pack barn. And I don't know if I showed this yet, but they also finished tying it in. So the back barn here, tied together, the framing anyway. And then you can see these two overhead doors in case we ever want to get back there with the Bobcat or something. Maybe some siding gets wrecked in between there and you got to get in there with the skid steer or something. You can always do that. But you guys can see it's coming along really good still. And fingers crossed, cows will be in here within a month probably. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.